What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustler here, and today I have a very different type of video for you guys. I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Departures Capital, and today we're going to talk about legalization date being around the corner. We're going to talk about companies like Aurora, IGC, and TGOD, and a few other cool topics that I have never talked about on this channel before. So if you guys enjoy these types of videos, give me a like, and if this video gets 100 likes, I'll start doing more videos like this. Enjoy.
What's up, guys? Aaron here from Departures Capital. We've got Investing Hustler on the show. How you doing?
Going on, guys? What's going on?
So
Hopefully I can get a lot of hate today.
So today we're going to be talking about some really cool things. We're going to be talking about some cannabis stocks, Aurora, TGOD, and the whole deal that's going on there, IGC, Planet 13, the overall markets, and some commodities. So first, I wanted to get a couple seconds just to introduce. You can introduce yourself and let everybody know about your channel and what's going on there.
All right, well, what's going on, guys? I'm Investing Hustler. Some of you may have seen me comment on a bunch of videos before. I pretty much started my channel this year, and my channel has grown to almost 5,000 subs. I talk about investing, I talk about reselling. I pretty much talk about anything that has to do with making money and bettering your life.
Pretty much hustling, right? So that's
pretty
awesome.
much hustling, investing and hustling.
That's awesome. So I did want to ask you, when did you first get into investing, and what was the first stock that you ever bought?
Oh man, the first stock, well, when I first started investing, obviously I was a noob.
Yeah.
And my first stock was a penny stock. And like I used to be signed up to one of those emails where people would like email you stocks to invest in.
I know all about that.
So I don't even remember the company it was. That's how bad I was. And I think it was like a car rental company. And I invested like $100 and I held on to it for like a year. I pretty much made my money back because immediately I started losing money. And after a year, I broke even, but with all the fees, I ended up losing money. So it kind of scared me away from penny stocks, which was a good lesson because ever since that, I've never really invested in penny stocks.
Yeah.
But then my first real investment was Nintendo, because after that investment, I pretty much learned that I should know what I'm getting myself into, because I pretty much invested a company that I knew nothing about. So I bought Nintendo in like 2013, 2014. And by 2016, Pokemon Go came out, and Nintendo like kind of took a nice up. So I sold off all my shares. I should have held on because when Nintendo Switch came out, it the share prices rose even more. So, but you live and you learn. I learned from all my mistakes. So yeah, those were like my first two investments.
One more thing before we get into the exciting cannabis stocks and all that kind of stuff. So, anything else you want the viewers to know? Upcoming things that's going to be going on with your channel, or any big news announcements?
Well, there is one thing that I had planned, and it's not official yet, but I was kind of thinking of making like a reality kind of show about investors. So I want to get a house, and like I want to have like 3 or 4 other entrepreneurs live in that house. Like I want to post up ads and like try to interview people and try to get like a group of people to move in one house, and it'll be kind of like a reality show where like a bunch of entrepreneurs are in one house. Maybe we could all start a business together. Maybe we can, I don't know. It's kind of just like a thought in my mind right now.
You know,
and on top of that, I wanted to have like one person who wasn't an entrepreneur also live in that house with 4 other entrepreneurs, and we could kind of like mentor that person and like kind of record his progress and see how it goes.
That'd be cool.
It's kind of a thought right now. Maybe I'm waiting till I get to 10,000 subscribers so people know who I am. It gives me more credibility.
One of my thoughts instantly, I just off the top of my head, one of my thoughts was that you could have challenges where, oh, hey guys, you got to make $1,000 in this next week. How are you going to do it? And then everybody tries to.
You could have a lot of fun with that. You could have challenges. People could compete. Who made the most money this week? Like,
exactly.
It could be fun. It's an idea, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. And maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe you could be one of the 4 entrepreneurs in the house.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So it's a thought, and it's good content. I'm sure people want to see that because you see the everyday lives of entrepreneurs, and on top of that, you get a rookie who everyone gets to train and pick on. Just kidding. Just probably it'll be fun if it happens. It's not for sure yet.
Cool. Love the ideas. So let's get into the stock talk. And the first stock, I mean, it's it's always been the talk of the town, but ACB moving into legalization, and more so, what do you think about the fact that they did not exercise their option to reinvest into TGOD. And what do you think is going to happen for the last couple trading days before we legalize?
Well, I did make a video about Aurora cannabis getting listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and I did predict that they were going to get listed on legalization
Yeah,
date. So I think if the two things happen on the same date, that's really good news for Aurora, and
yeah.
they could maybe go up to $15 a share. Who knows?
Hmm.
And as for TGOD, I think this is good for Aurora because their share prices might have went down if they did invest into
Yeah,
Aurora
I
because they
agree.
might have been paid. So this could be good news for Aurora. And as for TGOD, I don't know. Maybe Monday you might see a dip in the markets, but I do plan on picking some up if they go below 550. Overall, I don't think it's bad news. I think both companies in the long run, will benefit from this.
Exactly. Not to mention, I mean, we've already seen a huge slide in TGOD shares, so I think that that
Yeah,
whole news is pretty much like baked in.
exactly. And then I think on Friday, Aurora took a dip, and then TGOD actually went up 5% or something. So we'll see Monday how it goes. But honestly, I think this was a good move by Aurora because they would have overpaid for it for TGOD.
Yeah,
And
and their shares don't need any more dilution, and they've got like already a pretty big stake in TGOD. So I mean, they're still in TGOD. It's just yeah, I agree with what you're saying. So IGC, I mean, the CBD market, IGC, NBEV. Do you like one over the other, and how do you see the CBD market performing, or anything about the CBD
well,
market?
the CBD market is obviously good for the marijuana industry
Yeah,
because there's a lot of countries out there that still haven't legalized marijuana, but I think they've accepted CBD. But as for IGC, I don't know. I made a video about IGC, and there's a lot of like suspicious things going on with that company. And
yeah,
I've kind of called IGC good. Like I remember I made a video saying IGC is the hottest stock, and it went up 100%. And then I looked into IGC and I saw a couple things I didn't like, and then I made a video saying how if there's a lot of suspicious things going
yeah.
on about IGC, then it dropped 60%. It's one of those companies that are so unpredictable. So I wouldn't personally ever invest. Well, unless it went below $2, I don't think
Yeah,
I would invest into IGC because it's just there's a lot of things going on. Like one thing I read was like their headquarters or something that they're developing in Malaysia, and apparently it's illegal to even possess Malaysia. It's like a death sentence. I mean, to possess marijuana in Malaysia, and it's
it
a death
is.
sentence.
It is. I've been there in Singapore too. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
So
nuts.
yeah, it's just a lot of things don't make sense. And then when you Google a bunch of their like headquarters, it looks ghetto as
It's like a
hell.
little house. It's like a little house. I
Yeah,
saw the videos.
a lot of red flags with the company. I mean, if you're a swing trader and then you're a gambler, you could make a lot of money off it.
No, for
Like
sure.
it does seem to go up like 14 to 20% in one day. So it is good for a swing trade, but I
Yeah.
would never like want to hold that company overnight.
No,
Um,
exactly. Like that initial bounce, what like it went up like crazy. It went from like 4 to 14 or 15 and then it came down,
yeah,
but the first
yeah.
bounce was like 66%.
Yeah, well, it went up like 2,000% in like 3 months, and then dropped like 60% in a week. So
Yeah.
those are just crazy swings. So if you're swing trading, you're probably making a lot of money. But I would never go along with IGC. And I feel like the CEO, I forget what company was trying to interview the CEO, and he just hasn't responded to
Yeah.
any of their questions. So there's just a lot of fishy things going on.
Yeah, I would prefer New Age beverages over IGC, just personally, I guess. Just because the stock hasn't ran as much and the
Yeah.
company,
What is New Age Beverage selling at right now?
it's about $6 right now. Yeah, it's ran from about a buck 50 to $2 up to $6, but
Yeah, I feel like all these companies are all following the same pattern right now. They're pretty much they all had a spike near the beginning of the month, and
yep.
now it's been a nice little sell off. Hopefully by legalization day we reach and pass all time highs again. But
That'd be perfect if we could see, the continuation, because we've had a lot of talk about we've had a lot of talk about how people think stocks are going to sell off. I think the cannabis stocks could sell off maybe months after legalization,
yeah,
just after the hype's really faded, but I don't think we're going to see like a sharp drop like on legalization or a week after.
some companies might drop. Who knows? But I feel like the big ones they might continue to blow up. But
Yeah,
who
I think
knows?
so. What
It's
the
unpredictable.
next thing I
So
think really is going to be like their first quarter of numbers because everyone wants to see how was the
yeah,
demand. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. The first quarter after legalization is going to be big. So
Yeah, that's when I think it will get super
yeah,
volatile. If the demand is stronger than the supply, I think they'll just keep running. If not, we'll probably see the opposite.
yeah, we'll see. I'm still going to be holding on to most of my shares after
Yeah, me
legalization.
too.
But if I see a huge spike, I might sell off like 25%, 50% max. But I'll be holding on to most of my shares.
Yeah,
And Aurora is my biggest position, so I'll be holding on to Aurora for the long
yeah,
term.
Aurora's my biggest position too. So let's hope for Aurora. So I mean, other than that, that's pretty much our talk for the cannabis stocks. Now we're gonna talk a tiny bit about the markets and two commodities specifically. So I mean, other than following the cannabis stocks, do you follow the markets at all, or like the overall index?
Like I've been following it. I know there was like a nice little correction. I think it was on Thursday,
Yep.
and I honestly I was gonna pick up some shares, but it's like catching a falling knife. So I wanted to see how low it would go. But then they
Yeah.
recovered quickly on Friday.
Yep.
So who knows? It's we'll find out how it goes next week. But what's your thoughts on it?
The markets were high. People are finding a reason to kind of take some profit or sell off a bit, but I do think that it's also based on the rise in the US 10-year yield, US 10-year yield bond, and as well as just rising interest rates. I think that's what it is. People are concerned about inflation, but I mean, 2%, that's not a lot of inflation. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think the Fed is a little bit ahead of themselves, though. I think the Fed's a little too. They're saying that the economy is better than it really is. Personally, just
Well, I'm sure they say that almost every year.
yeah. I mean, they just want to get rates up there, but that
Mhm.
doesn't that doesn't really do businesses or us any good. Raising
Not like
rates.
the economy is good for like CEOs. The economy is good for rich for companies like, but for the average person, it's getting harder to live out there, especially if you live in like a big city like New York, Toronto, LA. But
Totally. In
yeah,
terms of real estate prices and stuff like that, rising interest rates really doesn't help in a super expensive market like it already is.
I wouldn't mind if there was a crash. Hopefully not next month or not this month. But
Yep.
in the near future, if there is a nice little market crash, like real estate, everything crashes, I think it'll be good because everything's becoming overpriced. A lot of people can't afford anything, so only time will tell. But
Yep.
we're
No, no,
we're,
definitely.
we're overdue for a market crash. Like they said, it's like almost every 10 years there's like a market crash. So
Yeah,
who
we'll
knows?
see. We're in the 10th year right now, almost going
Yeah.
into 2019. So,
I'll make a wild prediction, and it's gonna be right before Christmas, so the rich can buy nice presents for their family. Because last year there was a nice sell off. I think on November
yeah.
going into December there was a nice sell off. Like Apple, all these tech stocks dropped, and I picked up a lot of companies during that time. So I don't know if history is going to repeat itself, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the market is up, but because of those five big companies like Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple,
Mhm.
um, just
Microsoft.
Microsoft, yeah, exactly. They're just bringing the markets up. Like the markets look like they're so high, and they are high, but they're so heavily weighted in just a handful of huge companies.
Yeah, and then you look at Chinese stocks; they're doing the complete
Oh
opposite.
my gosh. Chinese stocks are in the gutter right now, but a little more
It makes me
value.
think that investors are taking all their money out of Chinese and then putting it into Google, into FANG stocks, and then
Yep.
eventually, once Chinese stocks drop enough, they might just end up taking all their money out of FANG and then putting it back into Chinese. It's like, I
Exactly.
don't
Yeah, we
know.
see the rotations happen all the time. Another thing, I think that there will be a rotation from growth to value. So, like, we're going to see consumer staples, stocks like Johnson and Johnson and Procter and Gamble, and all those
Yeah,
recession, like a little more recession-proof stocks pick up a bit. Just my personal opinion over the next couple years.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, marijuana picks up some more too.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, it holds those gains and continues.
January this year, the marijuana industry did a massive sell off
Yeah.
because I remember at one point, Aurora was almost at $14, $15, and then it dropped all the way down to like 7, 8, even at 550 at one point. So
I remember the day.
yeah, but then again, I think the main reason was because the legalization date got pushed
Yeah.
back. Supposed to be like June or July, and it got pushed back to October 17th.
Yeah,
So
it was a big pushback, but caused a
yeah,
buying opportunity.
yeah, it did. It did. I definitely picked up a lot of shares that during
Like
those times.
I'm thankful that that actually happened. So
Yeah. No, and it was perfect because I was doing a lot of swing trades with marijuana, and then
yeah.
like pretty much was selling near its highest point, and then it would drop, and then I'd pick up, and then it would continue dropping. So I would continue picking up shares, and it was like it got to the point where I was like, damn, how much is it gonna drop? Because I'm just throwing in money, and I keep losing money as I keep throwing it in. But
I know
now
what
we're
you
up.
mean, man. Those sharp drops sometimes, like you saw it
Yeah,
when ACB peaked, and it came right down, and then back up and right down. So it was super volatile during that time.
yeah, exactly. But sometimes you gotta love the volatility.
Yeah,
Creates a lot
no,
of.
exactly. You got to play the volatility, be comfortable with it, and know what you're trading at the end of the day. So, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I look forward to having more awesome interviews with you. Hopefully, we can collab more often.
I'll be reading all the hate comments.
There's not going to be any, man. Don't worry so much.
After
So,
you told me what happened with your last interview, then I'll be curious to see what people say.
so make sure to check out both of our channels. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you did like the video, please. And in the comments, let us know what you thought, any suggestions for future collabs, and let us know if you want to be on that reality TV show.
Who knows? One day, one day.
Well, that's it for this collab with Departure Capitals. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it and if you would like to see more videos like this. And if this video gets to 100 likes, I'll do another collab with Departures Capital. Also, comment some ideas and questions you would want us to talk about. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.